And gentlemen, welcome back once again to the Lucca Comics and Games Convention here in the beautiful Tuscany region of Italy. Here we are at the ESL Cathedral, the Church of Gaming, the Church of Overwatch, and we are getting set up right now for the finals. We're just going to jump to us over at the English casting desk. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are your English casters for this wonderful final here. I am Josh, one amongst many Pemberton. That is my friend Max, totally futile Berzon from the Cynical Nerds. How are you doing, Max, at the moment?
I am doing very well, and that is right. It is totally futile, not
Tatally futile.
tatally futile, as it says down here, a small typo. But I believe I can live with it. Aside from that, I am doing very well. It's been a lot of fun this weekend, although we are heading into the final, the last final. We have just done this 2 days in a row. This is the third and final day, and as much as I am looking forward to this final, I am also looking forward to a little bit of a rest.
Yeah, this is Max's first time casting Overwatch. He's done a superb job with it so far. Of course, he's commentated over plenty of it, but it is very high intensity, and especially dealing with me shouting non-stop into a microphone, as it can be a little bit tiring. We do have a returning finalist for today's final as well, but I do believe, yes, no, that is Carnifex coming out onto the stage right now. He's there at the back. There he is, Carnifex. Plays currently for No Heaven. Actually, he might have left No Heaven fairly recently, if I'm not mistaken. It is European scene. It changes every 5 minutes, but I believe he's gone to another Italian team, if he has so far, or he might have just leaked something, who knows at the moment. Still, Carnifex looking confident, feeling pretty good. Heard from his teammates not long ago that he's been communicating really well, and we've seen that so far out of him.
Oh yeah, definitely. In fact, it was so much good communication that it was almost a small complaint that the fact that they couldn't hear the game sounds over the constant communication. But that is not actually the fault of Carnifex. That is actually more the fault of the acoustics in this amazing church that we're in. Unfortunately, all the sound reverbs around the room massively, and so they can even hear the casters in their ears as well whilst they are playing the game.
Hopefully they don't get any secret information out of that. It will be devastating if they do. But our other finalists who will be coming onto the stage very, very soon will be Numlocked, formerly of Team Dignitas, right now player, but he's been bringing out all the DPS stops today so far. He's been playing a lot of McCree and came out with Reaper in the last round to really turn it around.
Yeah, that Reaper pick really switched things up. It looked like it was going very much in the opposite direction for him, but then they made some slight team adjustments. They put him onto the Reaper, and the player that was playing Reaper, whose name now escapes me, they moved on to the McCree, I believe.
Yes, they did. And so they changed it up at the last moment, and really Numlocked did an excellent job finding his position. Also, that man with the blonde hair, I've got to give him a special shout out as well. He's called Cactus, and he plays absolutely everything at the moment. Numlocked just looking ready to go, getting ready on his PC. We should be good to go fairly soon here with the final. If you are just joining us, if you are a little bit confused, you know, what team is Numlocked playing with at the moment? Who's he on? What's he doing here in Italy?
What's this new team that he's found? Who are these guys?
Who are these people? Who is Cactus? Well, okay, so we have these two pros right now, and they actually have 5 people on their teams from the convention floor. They all signed up this morning, all to take part in these tournaments, and they've basically made it all the way to the end here. They've made it to the last hurdle, and if they win here, I do believe they'd get themselves a prize money. I think second place might get a tiny bit as well, but it must be super nice coming to a convention and then playing Overwatch and winning a little bit of cash.
Yeah, I'd be very excited if I had come to this convention, which I actually am seriously considering coming to as a
It'll be nice to come back as a tourist rather than being in here all... Well, it's nice being in here all day, don't get me wrong. I love talking about Overwatch, but I'd like to see the convention. I'd like to have a little while to walk around and see this beautiful, beautiful Italian town.
It is. It's a very unusual convention. I've not seen anything like it before. Normally a convention is in a convention centre, of course, but this is actually the entire town of Lucca, and right now the crowd is going crazy, although unfortunately I don't speak any Italian, so I can't tell you what all the excitement is about as we just switch over to them there, but there was some
It's our good friends
on
over at the Italian casting desk. That is Alberto and his brother Edoardo. Alberto's so good at getting the crowd pumped. He's such an energetic person. He still has huge amounts of energy, even now, even after casting all day. We're both feeling a little bit tired, but he's clearly feeling the buzz. He has that Italian fire and passion in him, and it certainly comes through in his cast as well. He's casting over at ESL_IT. If you understand Italian, and even if you don't, it's worth going and checking it out just for a couple of minutes to listen to this guy going on about Overwatch, because it's something to really behold.
No, definitely. And as we bring the brackets up here, we can see how we got to this final stage. Even though both games were a 2-0, believe me, they both did appear to be very close whilst we were playing them, and I'm hoping that means we're going to have an incredible final that goes the distance.
Absolutely. We should also have the map list soon. The finals will be a best of 3. I've had it confirmed to me today. Yesterday, I didn't know if it was a best of 3 or best of 5. Turned out it was a best of 5. I thought it was a best of 3. It got a little bit muddled there. But still, we're going with a best of 3 tonight, it seems, as the teams do look ready to go and do look set up. We can just about peek at one screen from the corner of our eyes here. So we're just seeing one person, for example, just working on the practice range at the moment, getting warmed up and getting ready to go.
Yeah, getting their sensitivity set up. All right, that all-important DPI and sensitivity combo so it can feel just like you are when you're at home, so that everybody does not have any advantages or disadvantages. And we've got the maps up on the screen now.
So it looks like we will be starting with everybody's favourite Volskaya Industries. Numlocked actually starting out really well there, I think, because he had such a good time on Volskaya Industries earlier on today. Next up, we were going to Numbani as well, one of the more interesting maps. You haven't seen it so far today, as far as I remember.
No, I don't believe we have
and
today.
Then we'll be finishing with Ilios, a map that Max swears he hasn't seen so far today. I swear that, well, not today, but we did definitely see it yesterday.
We definitely haven't seen it today, but the weekend, yeah. And I say, we almost accidentally loaded onto it earlier today when we should have had Li Zhang Tower, but they did remake that game. Ilios is an interesting one. It is one of the least favoured control maps within the competitive scene. A lot of it comes down to that well point, where it is very, very easy to reinforce back onto that point, and overtime can go on for a very extended period.
Yeah, exactly. And the well also, pros don't like to be knocked into a pit, even as much as we like to see them do it. The amount of pros I've also seen playing Winston, for example, trying to jump into the point and actually landing square in the middle of it, which is, of course, a great big hole. It's a little bit embarrassing when that happens.
I do love it watching that happen, though, as I am not really a Winston player myself. It's absolutely hilarious to see when a Winston comes flying over that nice picketed fence area and just goes straight down into the pit with a bit of a sorry look on his face.
Exactly. He doesn't even touch the sides on his way down. Just slam dunked right into the middle of it there. Still, if we get all the way to the distance, I will be very, very happy as well. And look at this beautiful venue, by the way. If you aren't familiar, we are here at the Church of Overwatch, the ESL Cathedral, as it's being called. It's absolutely stunning. Don't worry too much about this being holy ground or anything like that. It's not used as a church anymore. It's used primarily for events. It's used for stuff like this, so we're not about to get struck down by lightning, thankfully.
Yeah, might have to see if I ever get married if I can have my wedding here in some kind of ironic state. Big, giant gaming wedding. I'm sure my girlfriend would absolutely love that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she'd be all in favour of that. That said, it is an absolutely beautiful church. Even though it has been used as a sort of a convention centre for a while now, it's still a stunning location. I couldn't believe it when I arrived. Max couldn't believe it when he arrived, I'm sure, as well. It's been absolutely crazy and such a good time so far here for us here in Lucca.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I think we just saw Midna there warming up a little bit on McCree. McCree has been on point all weekend long. He actually won this tournament yesterday with some fantastic McCree Tracer and Reaper play coming out of him, showing him that he is a DPS force to be reckoned with, even out-dueling 2EZ's Tracer on many, many occasions yesterday.
And Numlocked looking so ready to go there. He's been playing so well with the McCree so far, and maybe he wants to bring that out again to try and shut down that Carnifex Tracer. That could be so dangerous to him going forward. Crowd looking ready to go. I think our host, our wonderful host, Massimilio, I keep saying Massimilio, I think it's just Massimo.
It's just Massimo.
Massimo doing a great job, just keeping the crowd warmed up as well with our Italian casters. The crowd is ready to go. I'm sure they're rooting for Carnifex, but us over here on the casting desk, well, if you couldn't tell already, we're both rather British.
Yes, I am exceptionally British, I like to think of myself as. And so, of course, I am rooting for Numlocked here. I want to see the home team bring it in for a victory. I think it would be awesome for us. Well, it'd just be awesome for me, Josh, and Numlocked, really, and any of you Brits that happen to be watching from home.
That said, Carnifex definitely looking focused, definitely wants to bring it home for the home crowd here, and it'll be a nice win for him, especially as it will be his second win in the row. We haven't quite figured out, who averaged out the best position. It might be Vonathil, who got second place twice, then went out in the semis. Carnifex dropped out very early on, I believe, in the first day, and then it got to the finals yesterday, so he's definitely secured himself a very good spot out of sort of the Pro League rankings here, that if we start to make them up. But I imagine Vonathil might just be a little bit higher here with his results. That said, if he does get the win here, 2 wins is so hard to argue with, and that could be the biggest performance here so far.
Yeah, I think that could be us crowning Carnifex the unofficial winner, whereas in fact there isn't really a big winner out of the pros. They're just here to have fun and to help the attendees of this convention have some fun as well. The attendees, they get to take a bit of money home with them, but the pros, they're just in it for the pride and the bragging rights.
Exactly, so important, those bragging rights, especially as this is the last day this tournament is going to run. I'm sure a couple of the pros will be visiting the bar later on, and having the ability to banter to the other pros about who beat who is going to be so utterly important.
Definitely, definitely. And right now we are loading into Volskaya Industries. We're just going to run through our little tutorial of the map here just to explain it to anybody out there that might not necessarily be familiar with it. Here we have the first objective, which is traditionally much easier to take than the second. But in order to take the second, you often can get a huge snowball that starts on this objective, getting you a very quick 2-point capture. I believe Volskaya is one of the maps where we are more likely to see big 8-8 scores on out of all the 2-point capture maps, because it is just so possible to snowball. However, if they don't manage to snowball that point A onto point B, it can be very difficult to push into this objective that we're just running onto now.
Exactly, as the teams do start to get ready and set up. I believe they're actually already loading in and sort of starting to pick their heroes, but here we go. It's going to be interesting to see if they can get that snowball going. If you can get that first push going, especially that first battle you won, means that you probably have a few ultimates. The other team doesn't, as they died, of course, to give you that first point, so it can make it very easy to get that second point. If you start getting bogged down and start getting slowed down, it gets a lot harder. And I've got to say, Numlocked's team, with the man of the hour in my mind, not Numlocked surprisingly, no, it's going to be Cactus, because I love this guy because he plays absolutely everything. He has got such a powerful stalling technique available to him. Cactus, of course, picking up the Bastion.
Yeah, the Cactus here in this particular arena has this massive benefit that I never would have realized in this sound system, in this nice reverby church. It sounds absolutely incredible when he holds down that mouse button 1 and starts drilling away, because this whole building vibrates with the sound of those shots going off. Let's have a quick look at the defending side, though. We have got Crystal Gecko on the Roadhog, Freaky Ricky on the Anna, Carnifex on Reaper, Ash on the Lucio, Margu on Reinhardt, and Lambert on Diva.
I do like that Diva pick. It shows that they were watching the last game where we did see Cactus play that Bastion a lot, so they're clearly expecting it going forward here. And here we see also Herrick on the Lucio on Numlocked side, Mr. Fajolo on the Anna, Cactus, of course, on the Bastion, Alcardis on the Winston, providing a little bit of extra cover, Marine Beef on the Reinhardt, Numlocked on the Reaper. And they've got so many barriers in front of Cactus as they try and get him set up, but wisely Carnifex's team just keeping the distance, keeping nice and safe. Cactus dropping a bit low, but he's going to repair himself up, no problem there. And a lot of pressure is going to be on Crystal Gecko here. We've seen him on the Zarya a lot, haven't seen so much of the Roadhog, but he's going to have to fish out that Bastion. Yeah,
it is definitely coming down to Crystal Gecko in order to stop that Bastion from getting set up and doing absolutely massive damage here. However, the defending side are doing very well in juking in and out, but he lands the hook.
He's got him! He's found him, but he can't get the kill, unfortunately. That said, Alcardis dropping very low, does actually die from it. I thought he grabbed the Bastion there, but I think he did actually grab the Winston. Bastion able to get to the high ground. If he can get set up there, he could be very difficult to remove. They don't have great mobility to try and get up to him. Carnifex dropping dangerously low as well, getting hunted down by Numlocked here, and they're getting into a really good position here. They have the healing and the support ready to go, ready to support Cactus if he can get into a place where he can start seeing him down. I can see right there in the background as well, the Diva and the Bastion having a little bit of a duel, Bastion giving him a bit of a way, but Marine Beef dropping dangerously low, backs up, gets to see them, but Carnifex takes down Numlocked. The pro advantage going to his side.
Although Cactus is setting up in the back, and he's got the tank mode.
Here we go. Clonk Crank. I'm a tank, ladies and gentlemen. He's rolling forward. Can he find the kills? He launches himself into the air. The sound barrier, though, comes up, keeps him safe, but it's just Lucio trying to DPS him. Can they get rid of him? Carnifex comes out with the Death Blossom, saves his team, takes down the Omnic. Everybody's stunned. Everybody's having to lie down, guys. It's for finals. Get yourselves up. There we go. Carnifex holds on for a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's right. It has been a very long weekend here, and so everybody just felt a little bit puckered out and decided they need a little bit of a lie down. What actually happened there was, of course, the double Earth Shatter coming through, knocking both teams down on their butts. But of course, with the man advantage to Carnifex's team, they weren't able to take the point.
That said, Numlocked has a huge advantage coming into this next fight. If he can get into position, if the nano boost goes on to him in good time, he can get a big kill. Alcardis, though, overextending slightly, but Numlocked actually managing to teleport through. He's going into the backline right now. Here it comes with that Death Blossom, eliminates one healer. What can he find in the backlines here? Diva getting dangerous to low, Reinhardt dropping a bit low. Healing now finally coming out of that Anna, but Marine Beef catches Margu with that charge. Huge damage going forward here. Can Cactus actually get it set up in all this chaos as well is the big question. While everyone's trying to deal with Reaper, if Bastion gets it up, it could be impossible, but Numlocked doesn't even need him. He's just taking Carnifex down.
Yeah, Numlocked in there, putting the team on his back and absolutely destroying everybody that needs to be taken down, and that should mean they're securing the first objective. However, they have used a lot of their time. It is, of course, going to get extended when this gets capped, but still, that's a lot of resources gone.
Absolutely, although Cactus going to be looking to get on one of these platforms. It's so dangerous that when he does start getting set up on there as well, he can just start shelling down from those platforms, and if the rest of his team engages properly, if they give him enough cover, if they buy him enough space, it could be absolutely huge, ladies and gentlemen.
This is going to take some big coordination, though. They need to understand exactly when he's going to be in the right position, and then they need to push in at the same time. Otherwise, Cactus is just going to get taken out.
Cactus getting the flank on right now. He's just coming in from behind, takes out Ash at the moment. He's looking for even more. D.Va getting dangerously low there. Tank form coming out. He's just rolled out. Oh my god, he's just caught in the corner. There's a D.Va bomb going off. Doesn't actually manage to get the Bastion. Oh, Crystal Gecko, you just pulled Bastion into a great position. He's been knocked back, but he's just fine. He's having a little bit of a nap. It's just Lambert left on the point right now. Here comes Carnifex, so can he save his team? The charge comes through, doesn't manage to find him. Carnifex gets the ultimate off. He's so much in danger, though. This golden weapon Bastion shelling out damage, but D.Va saves Carnifex, puts the defense matrix up and stops that hail of bullets. Her APM must be outstanding.
That APM must be absolutely high, and I'm sure she is currently telling all of her fans back home in Korea all about it.
Exactly. Of course, the D.Va famous for streaming while massacring Omnix, which is literally what she was just doing there. Very well played by D.Va there, looking real good. Lambert doing a great job for himself and for his team, keeping Carnifex alive, doing that crucial ultimate to buy him some time. Numlocked now looking for the opening.
Oh yeah, we of course have the nano-boosted Death Blossom ready and waiting for the attacking side. Let's see if Numlocked can make it count.
Exactly, and we also see Cactus swapping up onto a perhaps more sensible pick here. The Roadhog coming out. It's sensible, but perhaps a little bit boring. But Numlocked gets in on the flank, gets a huge amount of kills there. There's a double kill. The double kill could be coming out any second now. Marine Bee charging and just deletes that poor Anna Lambert, now knocked out of that mech. Oh, D.Va, there's not enough ABM in the world to save you now. And they secure the point. Can Carnifex get back to the point to try and secure it here? He's zipping back and forth on the Tracer, surviving a little bit longer. Hammer down comes down as well as the support starts to raining in. Margie doing a good job buying time for his team here as Chaos does emerge on the point. The Graviton Size catches up 2 people. There is also the nano boost going on Margie, but they've just been knocked down. Marine Beef doing a great job here so far.
Yeah, unfortunately for Numlocked, although they are getting the advantage in kills on the point here, the kills are staggered, and of course Carnifex's team are going to be able to reinforce so much faster and delay this even more.
But the big thing here is that Numlocked has Death Blossom ready. All the staggering in the world doesn't matter if he just presses Q. So much damage will come out and start killing everyone. Oh, I thought that hook dragged him off here. Numlocked just biding his time, just waiting, trying to get that big Q getting set up. If they all get on the point, it could be a huge opening here, but they're coming out one at a time. They're buying themselves time very, very nicely, but there we go. Just deletes 3 people, 4 people for Numlocked, and there we go. 2 minutes 42 left on the clock.
Yeah, very well played by Numlocked. He was literally sat there waiting for the Tracer as he knew it was coming, and he knows if he presses Q, it's going to delete her possibly faster than they can react and hit that recall to do the annoying stally tactics that she can often get away with.
Exactly. Now, can Numlocked do the same thing on the defense? Hopefully Cactus is going to be sticking with that Torbjorn. As far as we're aware, he is in fact a Torbjorn main. Like, that is his main pick, actually.
He is that. He is the MMR sniper, although quite frankly he plays a very, very good Bastion, even when he plays it on offense. He says the 3 heroes that he plays are Bastion, Torbjorn and Mercy, yet we have seen him play a lot of Reaper today as well, so perhaps he just forgot to mention that. Wow, I think we're actually going to see this Torbjorn on the defensive side as well.
Yes,
sorry, the offensive side. They're attacking this time around.
Yeah, exactly. Freaky Ricky hovering the Torbjorn at the moment. Of course, he has plenty of time to change this. He does have 1 minute to spare. But I imagine there is some salt, right? There is some salt. I don't know if this happens to you, Max, but it definitely happens to me. Where if I lose to a Bastion, it tilts me. It really tilts me. You just think, like, I'm a Masters level player. I should not lose to this. These guys must be feeling, I don't want to lose on stage to a Bastion. That makes me look really silly.
I'll tell you what, not only does it tilt me if I lose, but I have been in games where 30 seconds in, if the enemy team have a Bastion and we haven't instantly won it, they are already salty and they already feel that it is, of course, everyone else's fault. It's all into the team chat. You guys are losing to a Bastion, not we are losing to a Bastion. There's that clear separation that is nothing to do with them, and they are not a part of a team. So I could see why we're losing to the Bastion, because apparently we're fighting a 5v6.
Exactly. So Freaky Ricky setting himself up, still on that Bastion. There we go. He's changed onto the Anna. Unfortunately, very sensible, but it's what we come to expect these days. He has been playing the Anna so far today anyway, and doing a good job of it. Carnifex going to be looking to get that nano-boosted Death Blossom out and kill absolutely everyone. But of course, in doing so, he's got to get rid of that Torbjorn turret. I'm just looking at his team. What range damage does he have? Well, he has a Fire Strike, but that's about about it. Maybe Zarya can get a couple of right clicks, but that turret, if allowed to do so, could do a lot of damage. That said, Arcade is dropping dangerously low, drops down nice and early. Numlocked dodges the hook so far, though, doing a good job there, staying alive. Could get into that garage as well, deal a lot of damage. Carnifex forced him to run away. That turret is just shelling away from the back. Cactus gets picked up, but the sleep dart saves him. No! Carnifex comes in and obliterates him. The problem with Torbjorn is he's so short, he's about 50% head. He's so easy to explode.
You don't even have to look up to shoot him in the head, and that makes it very difficult. It looks like Carnifex is going to push through onto this objective in a very, very fast time.
Yeah, and this is now the danger for Numlocked. They have to set up well on the next one. They have to be prepared for it. Cactus swapping off the Torbjorn already, going instead for the Roadhog. That little bit of extra close range damage, that shotgun firepower is going to be really good against these tanks. The unfortunate thing about Torbjorn is his damage coming out the turret is actually pretty good. It's about 50 DPS-ish. It's about the same as a Winston tickling you if you're curious, but that's not really going to matter when they have a Roadhog, a Reinhardt, a Zarya. You want higher DPS.
How much damage does Winston do if you're sort of not that curious?
If you aren't quite sure, then it's about 54, 52 DPS. That's a Numlocked going in with the nano boost, dodges the hook, has the death blossom. The Sandberry comes out to save everyone for a couple of seconds, but Marine Beef and Numlocked just cleaning up together. Absolutely astonishing play out of these two guys. Well done to them. They've held onto the point, bought themselves a little bit of space.
Yeah, big work, well done there by Numlocked, and of course the Ana boost from Mr. Fiolo. Very, very well played and stopping the snowball from coming. However, if you look at the attacking side, if you look at those blue portraits in the top left, you can see that we have 4 ultimates for Carnifex's team ready to go. And although we do have a sound barrier, which is going to be a great defense against this, currently the only